like improvised outside porch, if you could call it that. I have a few things with me here. Thank you very much.
Like a leaky husband.
Huh?
A leaky husband, I said.
Well,
It's
no,
leaking all over
luckily
the
only the
place.
cup.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Hey. I've got a few things with me as well.
Yeah, we got a whole pile of stuff here with me.
Yes.
Do you want to meanwhile search in the atlas? It's
I
an
will
old
search.
one. Hey, good morning,
Yeah,
smartphone.
well, it depends what you mean with old one. It's 20 years old, but there's already a lot of places not existing anymore. They're in here, of
That's what
course.
I mean.
Yes.
When did you got it for birthday from me? For your 30th birthday, was it?
Actually, yes, it's not 20 years old yet. No, well, yeah, you had told friends to give
Yeah.
me money, and
No,
then
to give you to give you like this
koekenbonnen.
yeah,
Yeah, so you could go and buy
gift
an
cards.
atlas. Yes.
Hey to Pakistan.
So then for my 30th birthday, I bought this atlas. Yes.
But meanwhile, while Stefan is searching, look, I will show you what we have here. There are some, as the headline said. Hey, Mika, look. So these are the Shrove Sunday buns that we have here. Hey, John. Hello. And that over there is the part of the story that I wanted to tell you. Yes. And I don't know, what shall we start with? Shall we first start with the story and then go forward to the buns to sort of lighten it up? Lighten it up with buns. But as you know, as everybody is following the news very closely at the moment, definitely here in Finland, having had a long history as a neighbor of Russia. This is this is a part of our family history. This picture, it is actually a real picture. It is colored, so that's why it looks the way it looks. Somebody has painted it afterwards. Dad got this as his 80th birthday present last Christmas, around Christmas. And this picture is from Petsamo, Pechanga.
It's actually that water that you see. It's actually the sea already.
Yeah, one bay of it, as far as I know.
Okay, yeah.
But it's the ice sea. This is where my father was born. Look, that house over there. That's the end part of their house. It was an they had a guest house. You see there by the ice sea. This whole place. I mean, you see these beautiful buildings. It was more or less a city.
Yeah, there's even the church and everything.
Yeah,
So it was
over there.
it was an important
Beautiful, isn't
icy
it?
harbor of Finland.
Yeah, it was a harbor. And I guess those must be the harbor buildings, look like that at least. It does, doesn't it? Um, when Dad was 3 years old, that's when where his first memories from. His first memory is from when he was 3, and by this house, the soldiers lifted him and his family, or him, basically other kids from his family, and the sewing machine of their mother on a lorry. And they had to flee.
German soldiers.
German soldiers, yeah. I can tell you a bit more about it later. Yeah, it is, isn't it? So this is the place where Dad was born, and this is the place that he had to leave,
Shall I show where
flee
it is?
when he was 3 years old. Yeah, Stefan has a map over there.
So
Look,
this is
wait. I'll put the picture there for a second.
this is Russia here.
Yeah.
The European part of Russia. Here is Ukraine, Belarus. So this is where now the war is going on,
Conflict is
basically.
going on. Yeah.
Yeah. And here we are.
World War.
So here are the Baltic states: Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia. This is Finland.
Where we are exactly is not showing in that
No, but I will.
because look,
Yeah,
we
but
are under
I'm
that
just. This is the
square.
situation, and this is the north, and we are here. Wait, 2 pages at that time. We are. We are. No, I just had it here.
This is, by the way, something that Stefan and my father share: the love
Yeah.
for maps.
So Baltic states, Finland. Here's Sweden and Norway.
So you saw Finland there on the map in the corner in the previous map.
Yeah. And this
Here we are
brownish
now,
thing here,
a
that's by
bigger
the
map.
way the Scandinavian mountain range. And you see it ends here at the Finnish border. So that's why Finland is not Scandinavia, but
Yeah.
well, that's a different thing. So here we are, Sodankylä, where are we here? Circa,
Yeah.
there, that's Circa. That's where we are now.
That is our
No,
village
no,
over
one
there.
down. That, Circa,
Yeah.
yes.
Hard to see via the.
Kittilä, Circa, yeah.
Yeah.
And Pechanga,
Oh wait, first
no,
let's show where the Arctic Circle is. So
Arctic
we are up
Circle
here.
is here. This is Rovaniemi, so this is where the Arctic Circle
That's
is.
where the Arctic Circle is.
Is there actually a dotted line? No, there's not. No. But the Arctic Circle is here at Rovaniemi.
Yeah,
There.
it is. Look here starts
Oh
the
yeah, there.
Arctic
Yeah.
Circle.
But it's no, it's only noted.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that's where you
yeah. But it goes
sort of
via
goes like this.
Rovaniemi here, and then like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are almost 200 kilometers north of that here in Circa. This is Kittilä, it's the nearest airport. It's a quarter
Yeah.
from here. Okay, Circa. Then here, this is the Russian border, so it's not even far from us. We're very close to Russia.
Well, I mean, it is what three, 200 kilometers, something like that.
No,
Yeah, but and also the roads are not.
150. It's about 110, yeah, almost 200 kilometers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's there's no straight roads. No,
No.
no. Well, there's this, but then you have to go
For
via
specific
Poka.
reasons. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So there is actually a border crossing close to Ivalo.
Yeah, but
But
onwards.
so here, Pechanga,
You see?
that used to be Petsamo. So this used to be Finland.
So basically that that bit here.
That's the bay. Yeah.
That's the bay,
It's the bay. So here was the harbor
and
in
that's
Pechanga in
where
Petsamo.
we are here.
Yeah.
So that's where this picture is from.
And that's where Rita's family is
As
from.
you see, it's no longer a part of Finland. That's what happened in the Second World War. And that meant that is basically the reason why we are living where we are. You know?
And why HaliPuu exists.
Why HaliPuu exists, actually.
Indirectly.
Yeah. So when Dad was small, they fled the war. They ended up in the south of Finland, or well, somewhere midway. Well, I mean, he was 3. He didn't have much of a choice, but they were, of course, it was largely like there were Finnish people, then there were the native Sami people. A lot of them kolttasaamelaiset, so the sort of like the Russian Orthodox Sami people, and they were all relocated. That's another story. I don't know enough about that to tell you much more about, because there's quite some tragic history with the indigenous people of the Nordic area.
Yeah.
But this is how our family left from there. Of course, the situation for Dad, he just remembers that one little thing. He remembers that part of being lifted on top of, or at the back of the lorry. And I said that it was German soldiers that lifted him there. And the reason for that was that Finland, in the Second World War, was actually in a pact with the Germans.
Yeah, no,
Well, sort of.
Yeah. Well, I think because the way I always explain it
You have to come a bit closer.
the way I always explain it to people is that for the rest of Europe, the Second World War was a war against Nazi Germany.
Yeah.
For the Finns, the Second World War was very much a war against Russia. because while in 39, while people were going about Germany invading Poland, Russia invaded Finland. You know, it was a part of the what's it called again? The treaty, Ribbentrop Treaty,
Yeah, I don't
between
remember.
Russia and Germany. So basically, the deal was that Germany would invade Poland and Russia wouldn't do anything about it, and that Germany would invade Poland and Russia would invade Finland. Who's calling me?
They basically like
Sorry, I have
split.
to answer
Yeah,
this.
okay. They basically
Stefan.
split Finland in
Hey.
well, Europe in parts. Yeah, Hellevi also had, her father was in war, mother was fleeing the war, and the oldest sister.
Heute ist
Wait, I get step on a bit further. Can't hear otherwise. Oldest sister was born while fleeing the war as well. Yeah, so a lot of people have that in Finland, of course. Now, this does not mean that people hate Russians or something. You know, there's a lot of people from all around the world living here in the village, and a lot of Russians. We have a lot of Russian people coming here for visit, for holidays. We have friends from Russia, but of course the situation is different when you are then talking about a regime, and that is where the problems start. And now when my father, because you were saying about horrific for a child to experience that, dad was so young, he doesn't remember much more about that than just that moment of being lifted on the lorry. A lot of the other people in the family, of course, well, I mean, the older ones, they remember it very well. My aunt, she is, I think she's 6 years older than dad. I think she's 86 now. She cried when she heard about the war starting now. She had such a vivid memory of the whole thing. You know, there was a picture. I don't have it now. Unfortunately, it would have been a nice one to show as well, where my dad and his family was. They were standing next to the house where they then ended up fleeing, which was there in Kokkola, close no Kalajoki, in the middle of Finland, sort of south, far south from here. But they were all wearing their beautiful clothes. My grandfather was in a suit. My oldest uncle was in a suit, young man. I think like something like
16.
no, he was quite a bit older than dad.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah. So
was
he was almost close to 20,
closer
I
to
guess.
20. Yeah, well maybe, yeah, somewhere in his teens. I don't know, actually at that point he must have been around 20.
He had very clear memories
Yeah,
of
of
that
course. I
time.
mean, he was already
He
a
visited at some
teenager.
point.
Huh?
He visited at some point again.
They did, yeah, with my grandfather and several of the siblings. So they were all in their beautiful clothes, standing to that house where they were then um, housed when they fled. And the memories of my aunt, they are quite heart wrenching, especially because people that met them were not taking kindly to all the strangers coming from the north. They said that they are carrying disease. I mean, there was the whole Oyoma. There was a whole. It was the same country. They fled within the same country. They fled from the north of Finland to the further south in Finland, but still they were treated as second class people. And it is quite an I mean, I this for me, this is a story of, yeah, 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 yeah. For me, it's a story. It's a story about our past and about our history. But of course, my older relatives have lived through it. Yeah, yeah. and but it also shows how people, it doesn't matter.
Is that
They
actually
always find a way to like
is that actually a big
discriminate.
kotta
Huh?
standing? Is that a big kotta standing there?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just a higher house, I think.
Oh yeah,
I mean, this is an area where there was a lot of people were really
yeah, yeah, with a tree around it.
yeah, people had really a lot of trade, and a lot of contacts between Finland, Norway, and Russia over there.
Yeah. And if you
So
see this,
it looks
the
more like a,
tower. This is an Orthodox
yeah, that's what
church,
I was
isn't it?
looking as well. I'm not 100%
Yeah,
sure because I didn't ask Dad
yeah,
so much about it, but that's that's why my dad, and that's why my aunts, my older aunts, older, they're old, they're close to 90. um, that's why they have now in the past days been very, very sad. They know what it means, they've been there. It happened to them decades ago, but when something like that happens to you as a child, the memories don't fade that easy. I mean, we don't have any kind of, people don't want to get this area back to Finland. There's nothing, no sentiments like that, but it's more just, it's a sadness of it happening in this day and age. And when you see now those pictures where people are, the Ukrainians that are now fleeing, and you look at, they're in modern clothes, they're in like, they're in, there's really funny styles that people are wearing. They got their, like that one guy, what was he carrying? He was carrying an aquarium and some other animal as well from
something that's
his
important
house.
to
Yeah,
him. Yeah,
and he had this funny hat, I think, and and it's like, when you look at those old photos from back then, it's exactly the same thing. When I was looking at my family in their beautiful clothes, it's like, that's the same kind of picture. You know, when the people from that time would have seen it, they would have, that looked
and
modern
there's
then.
another thing the same. That's a bit less because because when Finland was invaded. This was actually at the end of the Second World War when this happened. This was in '44, I think,
Yeah,
at the end. But the one of the things that the situation in Ukraine and the situation in Finland in the Second World War have in common is that the Finns already knew Russian occupation, and they were very, very clear about not wanting to let it happen again. So actually, in the first battle in '39, the Finns actually defeated the Russian army uh, by or
yeah,
defeated, but at least kept them out of the country.
yeah.
And
Oh,
that
really? Wow,
and
Damon.
sheerly out of patriotism and not wanting them in their country, wanting to keep their families safe. And that's what you see now in Ukraine as well. That what was the other day the news that thousands of people were fleeing, of course, out of Ukraine into Poland, but at the same time the Polish border reported that thousands of Ukrainian men who were living in Western Europe were crossing the border into Ukraine to fight for their country,
Yeah,
and that you also hear that Russia is getting into a lot more resistance than that they were expecting.
yeah.
And that's because people they defend their own land, their own independent soil, want to keep it that way, and that's
And
what
meanwhile,
happened then as well. That's a
meanwhile,
parallel.
you look at those poor Russian children, the boys.
Yeah,
Oh my God. As a mother, I'm looking at those. As a mother of a son, a teenage son, I'm looking at those kids who have no clue where they're going, who have no interest in fighting against the Ukrainians. No interest whatsoever.
just some idiot
Yeah,
with a hard
some,
hat
yeah,
who
some
sends
bloody
18-year-old
almost 70-year-old.
sends other people's sons to
Yeah,
die for something that they
for me, it's like,
don't care about. Yeah.
every single kid that is shot, whether that is Ukrainian or Russian or, you know, whatever. every single time the trigger has been pushed by Putin, and every single bomb that is dropped has the button has been pushed by Putin. I oh my god, I'm so you can imagine that I'm angry. Let's see. 2 weeks ago, most Ukrainians were going about their business. Yeah, upside down, and the children are being born in the cellars of houses because the building above it is being bombed.
Two
Yeah,
weeks
yeah, yeah,
ago, a majority of Finns was again NATO
yeah,
membership.
yeah. And at the moment,
At the
Putin
moment,
said,
there's
yeah,
a
exactly. Smartbone is saying Putin said he's against Finland joining NATO. I'm
well,
praying for you. Yeah, well,
no,
uh,
but that's the thing that
they've been saying that always.
yeah, and uh, the thing is that now there's at once a majority of Finns who wants to join the NATO, and the message to Mr. Putin, if we would have a neighbor that would be,
Dumbass.
if we
Yeah,
would have if we would have a neighbor that would be nice and friendly and cooperable, there would be no reason for Finland to join the
yeah,
NATO.
that's the thing.
But
Like
as it is,
nobody
we have a
wants to play
neighbor.
with a bully.
Yeah, now we have to deal with a neighbor that is very unpredictable, and it can just invade, on a whim. So we need to defend. So we need NATO membership. It's as simple as that.
And that's not what we would have
No,
wanted. But I
no,
mean,
because
we don't
NATO
have a
membership also
choice.
means that you are dependent in a lot of ways on the whim of an American president, and
And we
there's
also don't
nobody who
want that.
nobody wants that.
But
But
if you
the
have to
the the
choose a
fe- yeah
side,
the
then
fear for the Russian whims is a bit bigger than so.
yeah,
Now I
okay.
want to eat
I
this.
was just going to say that now I'm going to stop ranting. I'm sorry about that. It has been my. Uh, hey, you should like. Just got the taste in your mouth.
I want this.
Yeah, I know. Look, this. Oh, thank you, smartphone. This is a shrove Sunday or shrove time pulla bun, and this then again, because today is the shrove Sunday. This is this marks the 7 weeks before Easter is when Shrove is celebrated, and it marks the beginning of the fasting period. No, actually, this is well, it should be higher, but I'm not a very good pulla baker. I never do this, so I never get like this super high pullat. Mine are always a little bit flat, but this is now you can have a bite. I'll just show from mine.
Good.
In Swedish, they are called semla, isn't it?
Fettisdagssemlor, ja.
Yeah, it's very much a tradition there as well. And look, I will dig in here. So this is cream, whipped cream. Under here, there is yeah, it looks a bit like that, doesn't it? But this is whipped cream. So there is jam,
And under that,
and under the jam, and that's because I'm sneaky. There's always a competition, or there's an argument between
discussion
people if you should have almond mass
or jam.
or jam.
But you can have both.
You can have both. So why choose when you can have both? So these are homemade pullat. I baked them this morning, and they have in them they have cream, jam, and almond mass. How does it taste?
Yeah, it's nice. I like it.
So
And then actually, was in Sweden they eat this in a bowl of warm milk.
oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Please lift it
Yeah,
straight away. Yeah, the picture flew off the table. I think you have to get the snow off of
yeah,
it
I'm
and
working
bring
on
it
it.
there. Danke, danke. Look, don't want to damage the picture. To get
Kalleveljele.
yeah, yeah. Just take the snow off because it
Yeah,
melts to
I'm
the.
working on it.
Oi, oi. Don't want to damage Dad's beautiful picture. Look. So now we're going to take a bite. I'm very, like, not picturesque right now, but I'm going to do this anyways. Here we are. Hello. Just got the tears out of my eyes when I was talking. Look, here we go. This is always the problematic phase. So when you bite into this, is going to come all directions. See, let's try. I'm a little bit afraid. Yeah. Okay. Well, I actually what I do, I don't bite into the top of it because then it really all splurts all directions. I sort of take a bite from the lower part and then from the upper part there. See? Mm. Ah, it's still spreading all directions. Ah, mm, not bad at all. I was afraid that the pull up would be pull up would be too hard. But it's actually rather soft. Now, of course, we're outside, then it gets a bit less soft. But try again. Take a bite with me. Here you go. See, I have to take a bite from the lower part. Now I'm going to wait. Mm, yeah, but it's much easier to eat like this. Like you see what Stefan has been doing. Yes, I don't know. I just felt like I wanted to talk about that because it's been on my mind a lot. And normally I don't think talk about stuff like that. I mean, I've told the story, but it is in days like these, in times like this, it really sort of becomes much more vivid, and the story comes alive, and it becomes something else than just a story. You sort of you can sort of mirror it in the people of today, and you can kind of feel. I mean, of course, you can feel what those. You can get a hunch of how those people are feeling, but then you can still mirror it sort of to your own past, and that makes it even worse. Another bite. It's always, you see, here I've got that's butter here in the middle, and then there's sugar around it. Sorry about that, John. That's my task. My task is to make people hungry. So what was I going to say? Oh yeah, that there's butter and sugar, and so then this side has that going for it. So there's this is like the yummy part of this side of the pulla, and then of course that has all the jam and the marzipan and all the cream. So you know, you kind of get two pullat in one when you eat it half and half like this. You don't have cream
I
on
get,
your mustache, huh?
we just had because
You were fast enough to take it
I
out.
get three pullers in one. I get first the underside, first the upside, then the underside, and then the moustache.
Now I'm envious. I have to grow a mustache as well.
Three times the fun.
Yes, have to remember that with a mustache, it's three times the fun. It's actually really nice. Venla ja Urho, they are they are inside sleeping, being teenagers. Um, and they are now 14 and 17. No, oh, Venla is almost. I keep saying 17. She's still well. Venla is still 16, but turns 17. So they in the high school. Was high school
Ulf
ylä,
is in middle school,
middle school and
and Bella is in high
high
school.
school. Yeah, lukiossa on Venla. Breakfast. This is a dessert, or well, not even a dessert. It's like
Oh, it could be breakfast as well.
yeah, but you
If you
don't
have
eat it
dinner, if you have
after
enough of the.
dinner.
Hmm?
It's you don't eat it after dinner. You go. There's
No, but I
a
mean you can eat it as breakfast, you can eat it as lunch, you can eat it as dessert, you can eat it as dinner.
you
You
can
just need to, you know, I think if you have
many
one,
times a
it's
day.
breakfast. If you have
You
two, it's
certainly get
lunch.
the calories from
If
it.
you have three, it's dinner.
Yeah, well, but what was I going to say? Yeah, well, there's no Finnish food, Finnish restaurants pretty much anywhere outside of Finland. That's because Finland is so tiny that I don't think that we are very known for our food culture. We're doing everything that we can, you know, with HaliPuu, showing showing bits of the Finnish food culture. But if you go to a Scandinavian restaurant, then you would find also Finnish dishes most likely in there. Let's see. This is, I don't know if this is already cold. This is blackcurrant juice. I'm going to have a bit of a little sip. It's completely cold. Well, not completely cold, but
That's because you were talking too
I've
much.
been talking too much. Yeah. Thank you, John. That's we're doing all we can. Oh well, not bad. We've been like having been on the telly with Gordon Ramsay. It's that did bring Finnish coffee culture around the world a bit. Of course, it's a little bit
Finnish coffee
cheating.
culture.
Yeah, I was just going to say that it's a bit cheating because people see that and they think of Finland, but
Yeah, well,
no, but this is in Finland, huh?
fusion cooking.
Fusion, yeah, exactly. Fusion coffee culture. The so still going back to this, whether it's a dessert or a breakfast, but like in Finland and in Sweden they call it fika, and in Finnish is kahvit.
Fika. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Kahvit is what you have several times a day. Aha, there's a. You hear that? We'll see whether it's coming this
No,
direction or
maybe
the.
the other direction.
Okay, but yeah. So kahvit means coffee table time, coffee time.
Well,
People are um, you can have kahvit. For instance, in our family, when I was a kid, we always had iltakahvit. There was aamukahvit. Yeah, sounds like it, but we'll see.
with the other direction.
Yeah, well, you can still hear it.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're stuck in the center, it seems.
Yeah, but and this is there's a lot of tourists here right at the moment, so that's not uncommon to hear the
Yeah, around here.
yeah.
Yeah. Often it's false alarm or like so.
Yeah, but I mean they immediately of course have to
Yeah, but they
respond,
also,
so
because what the fire brigade also does, like for instance, if somebody has an accident on the snowmobile track,
yeah.
then they are the ones with the material to get to the spot as soon as
Yeah,
possible.
it's quite something. But
I
I
once
still
had
want
a
to wait. You can tell in a second, but I will still say about the kahvit that this is then what you would have at kahvit. You would have um, coffee or tea or whatever you drink, and then this you would have next to that. So it's sort of in between meals, a treat, and very much a part of Finnish culture. The kahvit thing. Normally you don't have these kind of laskiaispullat, which is what these are. Normally you have something else, but usually something sweet, a sweet pastry of some kind, or a cookie or whatever. Yes, now you can say what you wanted to say
I forgot already.
about the snow scooter ambulance thing,
Ah,
I think.
yeah, no, yeah, they exist.
Well, that was exciting, Stefan. Thank you for that story.
But, hey, I have to go and start chopping wood.
Yeah, and I have to actually quit because my fingers are freezing.
Yes,
But then again, you've already had the most important things. You've had a bite of the pulla
the lecture about
and a lecture, me
geopolitics.
ranting. Yes.
Yes.
So, I will still
Do you
say
still need to? Do you still need to explain about the Finnish saying about the butter and the Russian?
no,
Okay.
definitely not. I still want to say that's the thing. We and everybody, we just want to live nice and peaceful with our neighbors. You know,
Yes. Well, yes.
that's the thing, and without having any hard feelings against anybody, except for the damn regime. However, I do also say that this is kind of the moment for Russian people. It is the kind of the Hitler moment, when everybody has been wondering how could it happen in Germany during the Second World War and the events that led up to it. This is the moment when people have to look long and hard at that what is happening and how will this end and what can they do to stop it. So
See,
you
what
know
I understood, he asked because he already asked for support troops from Kazakhstan,
Kazakhstan, but
and
Kazakhstan didn't
Kazakhstan
want to.
stuck up
Yeah,
their middle
they
finger.
refused to
But,
help,
but
and
that's
they didn't acknowledge the independent areas
no,
that.
they said that they acknowledged Ukraine as an independent
Yeah,
sovereign state.
but
Yes.
not the
Yeah.
like the ones that.
So that's sort of.
It is a strong signal of the neighboring countries, but now it's up to
It's
Russians.
also a strong signal that they already were asking for help.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
says something. It says
yeah,
that they
true.
were in it
Yeah,
further than that they got more resistance than what they
yeah.
thought they would get. So,
But yes, so let us sincerely hope that we all get out of this, in one piece. Both the people of Ukraine who are in a horrible, horrible situation, and also the poor Russian kids there, who ended up in the fronts without them wanting.
in needing
Do huh?
and or nor needing.
Yeah,
Just no, this is
yeah.
absolutely.
They've got no clue. I mean, I saw those bits where they had no idea. They
Where
were
they
the
were.
Russia, the Ukrainians were stopping them, to just to ask like, hey guys, do you know what you're doing? And they've got no clue. They didn't even they knew where the direction they were going, but they didn't. Yeah, few crazies in power that can wreak havoc on the rest of the world. Yeah, that is that is the case, and they have no right for that. Yeah, exactly. You're right, smartball. So, after all of this ranting, my apologies. I leave you with a very unsightly pulla, which I've been taking big bites from. And I will finish it. I will gobble it up because I didn't get to the yummiest part yet. And or maybe I do have to take a little bite so that you see at least the last part. Wait, look there. There's some jam and some marzipan. This is so nice. Okay, hey, hey, Steve, what we were just going to say bye. You have to watch the replay.
Yeah.
Very nice having
Lot
you
of fun.
here.
Bye
Thank you
bye.
very much, and thank you for listening to our story.
Now you know what we didn't do now.
No, we didn't. I and we're not going to either. I
Okay.
can't be bothered. My fingers are so
Yeah.
frozen that I can't
Yeah.
go. Kiitoksia. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful week, and well, we'll do all we can to support the Ukrainians. Hey, bye, everybody. Peace.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's fine.
that's what we want.
Yes. Bye bye.
Bye bye.